Producer show, March 26th. I can read it, I believe. March 26th. Michael Montante in studio with us today. Thank you.
Yeah. It feels like we're doing like I'm being interrogated with this camera setup, but
it is weird and I can't really move. I'm in a weird spot where I can't like, move to look at you when you're talking.
Yeah, it's strange.
It's a
but
weird.
It's temporary.
It's a weird thing. Before we get into too many topics of the day, I know there's a lot going on that we need to discuss.
So much.
Which I threw out a crazy. We can talk about things today, actually. Like we have enough to talk about to do a producer show.
Yes.
But I texted both of you being like, let's do a different, like a random show, because at that specific moment, there was literally nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Now it's been
not a bad idea for what it's
not a horrible idea. Maybe we'll do that at some point. But now, 24 hours later, there's actual shows to talk about and stuff like that. But before we get into any of those topics, it's been called a bit by numerous people, but Justin's reaction to Kirk showing up the other day. What is your takeaway from that? I
didn't think it was a bit until Jeff D. Lowe was so like brazen and
adamant,
confident.
Yep.
Then he kind of swayed. The reaction is fucking nuts.
It is, but I'm a jumpy guy. That's how I do.
That's not jumpy.
You are like,
that's not jumpy.
I feel like the perception of you is you're almost deemed the bodyguard of the studio, the bodyguard of Kirk.
That's a bad look.
That was a horrific look out of somebody who's supposed to protect that.
Holy fuck! Shit!
That was horrific. You got to take some ownership of that. That was crazy.
I'm telling you, when I'm doing a show, I'm not paying attention to who's walking in and who's walking out.
Right, but do you think
that's fair?
Do you think the protector should be that like if that was an intruder?
I feel like I'm a protector, not by what is it? Protector.
That's the perception. Is that not the perception
100%.
of Justin?
Oh, definitely. But
you
it's
take
like,
the bullet and all this stuff. Like you
would
not have stopped that guy.
Well, I would have. I realized it was Kirk. I'm not supposed to go into it and throw him on the ground after I realized it's Kirk, but I do jump. Like when you came in the other week with
after the
I'll tell you what, the reactions were similar. Those reactions were pretty close.
I'll give him that. Yeah, he was a little startled by that one too. Yes.
It is interesting to people that think it's a bit. Like I see him and I'm like, oh, jump now.
Right.
I don't know what the bit would be. I don't get the payoff of the bit.
But it wasn't exaggerated in any way.
No, that's
honest,
how
because I wouldn't even call a little exaggeration is still not a bit. But it was like an over the top Justin reaction.
That's how when I get startled pretty easily.
Okay.
So you do that in everyday life?
Oh yeah.
Like what else have you done that with?
Like if I'm like in the kitchen or something and like Bubba sneaks up on me or something like that.
Yeah.
He's a very soft walker, but I'm a soft walker too, so I startle him all the time.
Okay. That was unexpected. I don't think that's ever really happened. How many times has Kirk just shown up without us knowing that he would be here?
What do you mean?
He usually like texts, "Hey, I'm going to come in. We're going to talk about this."
Oh,
hey, are you going to be there?
He wasn't just
We
early?
had no heads up whatsoever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
And that's why they were talking last night. We'll get into it a little bit. They were saying like, "Oh, he at least did the producer show." It probably would have been. We'd only been on for like 10 minutes, right?
No, I think the show was like 44 minutes long. I think he came in around 20.
No, I think he came around like 15.
Really? Okay. Yeah. So
that's right. I didn't know whether or not to stop it because he came in with a purpose, and then he just has to sit and watch us two assholes talk about like stupid topics.
Yeah.
I didn't know. They were criticizing me of like not going in on the topics with Brando. By the way, if you didn't see it, that was actually a really good interview with Jeff D. Lowe on the network.
Yeah, the Brando show. Yes.
Yeah. So go listen to it if you haven't listened to it yet. But they're saying I don't think on KMS I would have brought up, hey, did you hear Jersey Jerry drives with 2 feet? I don't think on KMS I would have brought that up.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of bits,
on the producer
that has to be a bit.
Which one?
Driving with 2 feet,
Jersey Jerry,
and still being alive.
No, I think people can pull that off.
I don't pull that off. That's fucking insane.
Like I wasn't
terrible for the car.
Yeah, I wasn't like being bitty or whatever you would call it.
No.
I thought in the beginning
the only one who does bits is Justin here. Whenever
so defensive.
Whenever I do something.
Oh, yeah,
also,
you're
let's just call it out.
talk.
The thing with my brother. That was
I apologize for that.
That was sure you can apologize, but just where that came from, there's something deep inside.
I had it on like I was doing stuff while that happened, and when he said that, I literally stopped what I was doing, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like,
I've always
really
viewed,
over the top aggressive.
I'm trying to think of like the Justin things that like permeate like serious world.
Yeah,
like in terms of his life, like I didn't think the Lego thing was a serious thing. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or like going to the movies with his grandmother. Yeah. Yes, that's going to the group movies with his grandmother. I don't take that as like a serious Justin thing. I don't think anything's come up on the show that like you went home after the show and like what the fuck? Like how do I deal with that? My family cares.
No.
Yeah. So that's where I was just like,
I
holy
apologize.
shit.
I apologize.
Too, the way he said it, I think he called him flaming.
Yeah, he was just all over it. I know.
At that point, just go all in.
Right.
Just do it.
Your F word brother.
just go for it at that point.
You're there.
Fucking do it.
You're there. Just go in. Go.
But
do
yeah,
it.
but just back to the point. He came in. He would have just had to sit there and wait, and then I didn't know like the topics that him and I discussed because at that point, really nothing to talk about from the KMS world. So we actually looked outside and did a little bit more Barstool related stuff that he probably wouldn't care about. So I kind of felt bad in that. I just thought we would end it and then go talk about whatever he wanted.
You kind of gave him that out.
Yes.
You were like, hey, do you just want to end this?
I tried to.
Yeah.
I thought my reaction to Kirk was as alpha as I get, though, right? Like that was I'm just sitting there, nothing's happening with me. Well, Justin over there is like freaking the fuck out.
That's just my reaction to when I get startled. It's
okay. All right, if that's what you say. Next thing I want to go into, we'll jump right into the Minifan stuff. And I don't know if everybody's seen it because how much you're following on the Twitter aspect as opposed to network stuff. Brando posted a video, I think, last night. Did you see Brando's?
It's the most perplexing thing I've ever seen.
Okay, so we didn't even talk about, we didn't run through topics or anything like that. Brando posted a video last night of him playing basketball. In the setting of it,
it looks like something you've seen like Stranger
There's no
Things.
audio of that, right? I'm not envisioning
it's just him just like,
shooting, right? He's in this place. There's weightlifting equipment everywhere, which, by the way, Brando's jacked up. So, I mean, that's not unexpected in this video. He's jacked up. Is that at a different location or is that set up in his house? I would assume that's in his house.
I'm assuming he has like a playroom. That's Brando's playroom.
That's it. No,
I'm assuming that's
gym.
at his work. I believe he works at like I don't want to.
He works at like an elderly care.
Yes.
Actually, can I put Brute? Can he explain that to us? Can we just call him? He's in the chat. I'll just call him.
Sure.
Yeah. Hold on. I need to know every aspect of that. Let's see.
I mean, the setup. It just looked fucking insane. I couldn't get what was happening.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And the basketball.
If that's not in his house, that's
if that is his house, the basketball hoop is what?
That's sick.
I can't even. It's unbelievable. I can't even. Let's see. Where's Brando? Here, hold on. Sorry.
It would be like something. What was that movie?
I think it's the old people. Steve.
Like that movie Big.
Yes.
Like something you'd seen in that.
Steve Gobbleson says it's the old people's place he works at. That's probably
your Bluetooth
correct.
up. Your Bluetooth. I got it. I'm just calling. But
yes.
There you go. Brando, is that your workplace, your home, or a gym? What is that place?
What do you think? If you had to guess,
It's your house. I'd be disappointed if it wasn't.
what do you think? You think
no
I'm
way
a
it's his
millionaire?
house.
I'm
Yeah,
from
I know.
Northeast Connecticut.
Yep.
Connecticut's nice.
I just got to the part where you said you're going to call me, and then my phone was going off.
That's usually how that
No,
happens.
that's at my work. It's also like it's also like a rehab place. So they have like little like spots where they make people like do different exercises.
Not a rehab that you went to,
and-
like for like surgeries.
Yeah, not like mine or your rehab.
Okay,
but
well,
like
I was hoping I
more
would get
like
dragged into that, but
just for injuries and stuff like that.
Okay,
But
this makes total sense now. This is where
It's
we're
an
just
odd
trying to get the
set-
olds to do some activities, basically.
it is an odd setup though, because it's just kind of a basketball hoop in the middle of a room
it's pretty sweet.
with a bunch of stuff in the way.
It,
But
it looked regulation though. It looked like from a height perspective and everything.
I think it is.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
So what I do is when I go through and lock up the building, I shoot on the hoop because I'm like, all right, I'm just going to get some shots up. And then I was like, well, I'll take some videos and stuff. And
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, we got our answer. All right, thank you, Brando. Great talk yesterday with Jeff D. Lowe. That was a good interview.
I appreciate it. I'll be watching.
All right, goodbye. That's kind of disappointing. I was hoping it was
I
in his
know, I
house.
know,
It's
I
just
know.
like all
If
these
that was his
different
house,
angles.
and like I could see Brando being a secret millionaire. It's like, yeah, I actually.
Yeah, you just that's the moment where I thought we were going to learn something different about
I know
Brando.
for sure, like a lot of people that grow up with a lot of money, the kids are fucked up.
Right.
So Brando could maybe in Connecticut, it's a wealthy state.
Yep.
Maybe Brando grew up, parents went around, boozed too much, and he just has a fucking little playroom in his house.
Mm-hmm. Somebody in the chat says he explained this on Jake's show. Unbelievable. The producers didn't watch that. Is Jake the one who Kane did the?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
All right. I don't even know where we would consume that show.
he's like a more schizophrenic Jay.
But Jake got the exclusive. I guess it is what it is. Speaking of Brando, you had an issue with this. I had an issue with this. So much so you texted the babe thing. I don't know if it's. I know a lot of people talk like that.
The issues with Justin.
With me.
Go on.
Because Justin, like, you're like, it's weird, right? And it is weird. And Justin's like, no, I don't think so. It's weird. Babe is weird. I don't want to see Babe. I don't want to hear Babe. Keep that in the bedroom.
So you only call your significant. I do this. You just literally heard it. I just call my wife not her name. I call her Hall. She's Holly.
Yeah, there's a better
Hall.
chance of me like jokingly like making like calling out, like making fun of Alex and like going like over the top affectionate and like jokey.
Yes.
Like Babe is fucking over the top weird. That's like if you're doing that, you're holding hands in public, you're kissing in public. Right. I don't want to be around you.
I think Justin's that, but to the extreme. I think he's a sweetheart guy.
Well, so did Jeffy Lowe said I'm a sweetie guy.
Yeah, you're a sweetie. You're a sweetheart guy. I think.
No, definitely not.
Yeah,
haven't had a significant other in quite some time.
Yeah, it was something.
I'm depressed.
Are you a PDA guy, Justin?
No, not at all.
That's surprising.
The only time I try to do PDA is when I'm like I'll be like walking with my dad and I'll try to hold his hand and he'll be like stop. Like, just
I can see that being a Trudell bit.
That's a Justin bit I do.
I like that bit.
Or like I'll put my arm in him and it'll be
put your arm in him. Okay.
Oh yeah, just use him like a puppet.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't even that it was that. I know a lot of people do that. It was just kind of startling.
I don't know that. I don't know a lot of people.
You know, Babe.
I haven't seen Babe in public
I think
in a while.
Big Jack calls my mom Babe. I'm trying to.
Oh, I hope not.
Yeah. No one in my family's ever. I think my parents just refer to each other as their names.
As their names. Okay. All right.
But to stay on the Brando thing a little bit, so he was shooting hoops. He said he's ready for season 2 of KMS basketball if it comes.
Yep.
Another basketball post yesterday. Former center for Team KMS Coleman, made his return to the basketball court yesterday.
That's right.
Posted a short clip of him taking a free throw, completely missed. He said, "Here we go again," and then he posted his stat line afterwards, which was
bullshit. 8 assists, no shot.
A little confusing.
Mm-hmm.
1 point, perfect first free throw. Second, broke the backboard. 5 boards, 8 assists. He's dishing it out.
No, there's no the stat line was okay up until that point.
Yep.
1 flagrant, which I mean, that's like a hard foul, right?
Someone came in the paint.
Yeah. That's his MO, right?
He broke someone's fucking jaw, I think.
Yeah.
And then I didn't understand this. 1 win, 1 loss. Did they play 2 games?
Yeah, double. I think it was a double head. Oh, so maybe his stats for the day, so 2 games. That makes more sense.
8 assists is still a lot.
4 and 4. Yeah.
You were present at the Laconia show. You agree with me that if that was a traditional basketball hoop, that that basketball is down the other end of the court. He was firing it.
That was another. Your baby, you're dead spot on. And then that's where there's so much give on a fake backboard like that. Right. Yeah, people would be dead. Right now, it'd be a catastrophe.
Right. Which is a smart strategy by him, by the way.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, there was no rules in that situation.
Take advantage of it.
So yeah, there was no rules. So.
Speaking of basketball on the basketball team, if there's a season 2, you know who really wants to play, and I think reach out to everybody about it.
Steve from Gloucester, Dan and Newton.
Yes.
Dan Newton wants to play.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He calls himself a fat athlete.
I could see him being like decent. Like he can move, but he's fat, basically.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Yeah. Who was the one in that one-on-one Barstool tournament that was fat that could kind of move? Was it Beef? Did Beef win?
Eddie beat somebody.
Eddie beat somebody?
Tell you what, Beef, Kirk brought this up yesterday. I'm literally quickly in passing. I watched the Barstool golf videos. Beef stinks. And
Beef's not great.
I've been following Beef for months. Like, cause he hit my algo.
Pre-Barstool?
Oh yeah, for literally half a year, and like his videos were like awesome because I just started playing golf and I started watching his stuff, but the comments would be like the best, like people joking around with him, we call him fat or whatever. Yeah. So I was so happy when he went to Barstool. I was like, all right, I always wondered, it's like, how good is this guy? He stinks.
I don't think he's, from the clips I've seen, I don't think he's great.
How's he a club pro anyway?
He probably just gives good advice.
What does a club pro mean for someone who doesn't know golf? That does not mean
you have to pass some kind of test, right?
You have to pass, and then like you're pretty much your job is like, like our club pro will give you like lessons.
Yes.
You do like lesson shit.
Oh, okay. Because I know like
you're still like a club. Yeah.
At like Worcester, they had like a club pro, and I was like, what does this mean?
Montante would have been. I don't know where he's been, but there was a bit. He probably still listens, but he just doesn't like post as much or anything anymore. There's a Club Pro Minifan. Remember the indoor golf place? Remember it was like me, Steve, and Mike went to that indoor golf place or whatever. He owned this like indoor golf facility. You would have absolutely chewed this guy. You would be texting this guy nonstop if he were still like around.
Oh, where did he
you
go?
don't remember this guy's name was Pat. I don't know where he is right. I don't know. I think he just changed businesses and then just stopped like posting on Twitter and stuff like that. But
I would have been his.
He'd give you advice. He'd give everything. He was a really
what's terrible about golf advice is like when I'm with Pat Ford, like he's fucking unbelievable.
I always forget that Pat Ford is like a stud golfer.
He's unbelievable. Yeah. He gave me a tip out of the sand, and like for that day, for that round, like 2 shots,
what was
like perfect.
What was the tip?
Like obviously, I think I already forgot. Like knees wide, like behind the ball, and swing through it, like swing like half the ball behind the ball, and it was like perfect. I play a week later. It's just I can't retain anything.
Oh, you can never.
It's gone.
It's just such an uncomfortable situation. I was always told like aim 6 inches behind the ball and like hit under it and swing as hard as humanly fucking possible.
Yeah, which is like when you're thinking about like That's hard. I don't know. I don't think I want to do that. But you do it, yeah.
I don't know.
It's a fucking
My
disaster.
strategy would be to try to get the ball as close to the hole as you can.
That's a
Not
smart
bad.
strategy.
What do you think about me? I want Justin, so he's losing weight. By the way, I got Sober April coming up, so I'm going to be joining you, Justin. What do you think about him starting golf? Like, I think it'd be great.
Yeah, I don't mind that idea.
I was like, you walk a shit ton.
Because anybody can start golf and all of a sudden, well, don't think of it as just like exercise. It is a fun
No, but I'm
hobby.
saying it's
the best thing to do as you get old. Like it's the
Yeah.
best, like from an exercise standpoint. So yeah,
Everyone you play with is like, I wish I started earlier.
yeah, he could pick up golf very quickly.
Yeah.
I think.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You have no interest in it though.
My interest in it has nothing to do with like the golfing aspect of it. I want to like drive around a golf cart on a nice day.
Yep.
With like a.
You drink while you golf?
I don't golf.
Why? Yes. Yeah, it's the only reason I'm going because I'm not
Really?
playing that much, so I'm going with buddies, and that's.
I don't like Mia. I don't think I've done it in the fall or the winter, but yeah, when it's hot as hell out, you have to.
All right, nobody cares about golf stores anymore. All right, anything else from the
talk about
Brando-Jeff thing that we should touch on quickly before we
A
move on
couple
to that?
couple things, not necessarily about the Brando-Jeff thing, but Jeff in general, I think has been on like a heater on
Yes.
Twitter these past couple days. He posted this video for. It was like an advertisement.
There
I loved
are
it.
some theories behind this, by the way.
It was a fantastic
know
infomercial for
the,
that nose
So
brand.
so he made a infomercial for something you put on your nose and it opens up your nostrils while you're sleeping, so you breathe through your nose. He's calling it life changing. He did a 2-minute video on it. He said it's not sponsored. I'm not entirely sure about that, but we'll play it here.
All right, so this is not a paid ad, no free ads, all that, but this thing is so life-changing that I just have to talk about it. It's called Intake, and if you have sleep problems, especially connected to breathing through your nose and how your nasal cavities work, whatever, this right here, it's unbelievable. So right here, look at this. It's not the worst like deviated septum or nasal cavity problem you've probably ever seen.
yeah, when he started
but it's
doing
not-
that, I was like, that doesn't look like the worst deviated septum I've ever seen.
This feels like a TikTok ad, a YouTube short ad that is like, whoa, before you scroll any faster, I got to tell you about this life changing.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
This
yeah,
came
yeah.
out, by the way, like within 48 hours before I heard about him leaving the gambling chat.
What?
Wait, so what's the tie-in here? What's
He left the gambling chat, which I guess he was like active in. I've never been in it.
Okay.
And so people are saying they think he got absolutely smoked in March Madness,
okay?
and now he's doing infomercials.
Oh, so
doing
you're
it
saying this is a paid ad?
I don't know.
You can't lie that
why
it's
else
a
would he
paid
be-
ad. You can't lie.
He's not that dumb where he blatantly, within the first 10 seconds, he says, this is not
Listen,
a
that's
paid
what
ad."
Elio does. Elio, no goals. He's fucking selling pizzas at a discount.
I did a bunch of those types of videos when I wasn't with KMS like a year ago or whatever. I did like,
By the
remember
way-
you guys
by the way-
found one and played one.
By the way, you're
Yes.
welcome.
Why, you found that one?
No, you're
No,
back.
for coming
Oh,
back. Yes, we've
spare me.
been here.
Spare me.
We've done this.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, if he just has a good product and wants to help people, it might help you during the allergy season, which
I'm
you've been
gonna
pitching
I'm gonna
about.
buy this. I'm gonna try this. I don't know.
Are you a big snorer?
I don't believe so.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm a lonely man, so I sleep alone.
Okay.
But no, it's something I would try. I mean,
Yeah.
I heard mouth breathing is like one of the worst things.
Yeah,
you
so
can do.
we were just talking about how I listen like the Inside Barstool shit. One of Eddie's shows, they had this guy on who I think he works for the San Francisco Giants, and he's literally just like a breathing specialist. And he's like everything, like stress, anxiety, everything's like about breathing through the nose essentially.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is probably I'm into weird.
I knew people who did.
Would you call that like alternative like that's not
Because you breathe. Technically, you
that's
breathe.
not alternative medicine, but like a
This mind fucked me like years ago. Like when you breathe in through your mouth, right?
Yeah.
You're filling up your body with air, so your gut should be pushing out.
my gut.
But my
gut's
gut
always
never
out.
did that. My gut.
Yeah, my gut.
It's just
Justin.
I don't know. Whatever.
By the way, I don't know how you guys do this shit with
With the chat
Yeah, it's impossible. But yeah, no
to
drinking.
focus on the show. You
Yeah,
mean?
Steve Gobbleson, no drinking in April.
It's harder in this situation.
I'll
when
do
we're
it with
talking
you.
about
I'll do it with you, Montante.
Yeah, no booze in April. For me, I like the idea of like was it sober? What is it? What do people
They
January?
do sober October, dry January.
October-
Dry January is the
Dry
one.
January. No, there's football. Like a lot of stuff's happening. April, sports are slow.
Yep.
I'm gonna be dying from allergies.
Yep.
And I live on the beach and I'm fat, so like no
I've
no
seen
booze.
I've seen you like randomly bitch about allergies through the year, but for some reason this week you're like really into how fucked up.
Oh
your
no, I've
allergies
been dying since middle school. Yeah, I die. I'm gonna be dead.
So you never did like shots or anything like that if you were that
told you, I
bad?
tried, and the doctor after like 4 months was like, "Yeah, there's some people that just does nothing for.
Does nothing.
You're one of them."
You got to drink more water.
Oh, I pound water.
Oh, how much?
That probably
Like not the recommendation.
Probably
you need to triple the recommendation.
probably 12 bottles a day.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
like during a
do
show,
that.
I think he's gone through like 3 once.
All right, Brandon's in sober. Yeah, but you know what's annoying about this? Like not a good name for sober April.
No, that doesn't work.
That doesn't really roll off the tongue. But I don't know. Alex thinks I'm going to lose like 25, 30 pounds. No booze.
That's a lot.
You drink every day?
How much? Well, I mean, how much do you drink?
Probably 5 nights a week.
5 nights a week. But how much
beer?
when you are drinking?
Oh, we're doing we could do a $7.50 a night.
Wow. Look at you.
Yeah, it's not great. So sober.
I'd change your ways.
Sober. Huh?
I'd change your ways.
Well, this is like if I'm starting like Saturday soccer like 10 a.m. a little drink because you're hungover.
Oh yeah, of course.
By the time night's over, that thing's gone.
Right. Bobby Costa says pollen is brutal. Is I think he's saying pollen because we haven't even hit the pollen situation.
No,
yet.
that's when you're
But
dead.
he's right. The pollen is.
I think
brutal.
something's going on with the trees.
The trees right now.
Yeah, I think something changed. And I try to put off the.
Mine's just the temperature change. It's your body trying to acclimate to the drastic. Like when it was 60 last weekend or whatever it was, and then all of a sudden it's back to like
down.
30 or whatever. I get all fucked up.
Do you think
Sober spring like that? I don't hate that.
Do you think you're gonna have like withdrawals? Because when I quit Mountain Dew, I legitimately had like I was not a happy camper.
Right.
No withdrawals. I just like if I'm bored, like I could just gamble and drink right now, which will spruce up my night.
Maybe that's why you threw that shot at me the other day. Were you not a happy camper the other day or something like that?
Because of
You threw that
Mountain
shot
Dew?
at me. Yeah.
Well,
Did something happen?
I'm just a disturbed man.
Yeah, I
Dave.
guess so.
I have a lot of deep-seated issues.
I guess so. The other Jeff Lowe thing that you were trying to explain to me this morning.
Yes.
I've never heard of a steelbook.
So I was trying to explain to him. I was like, oh yeah, Jeff Lowe's been on a heater. Like you see, he makes his own steelbooks, and neither of you, I guess, are movie literate.
I've never even heard of it.
heard of a steelbook
I
before.
feel like I would have heard of it.
So it's
but I
kind
don't
of
know.
like a collector's edition casing of a movie.
Okay.
That they normally would sell. They would sell at Best Buy all the time when I worked there. I would get a bunch of them. But he makes his own because physical media is like dying out.
Yep.
So he makes his own here. So he's showing like these aren't like you don't buy these.
Did he do? So he did.
So
this?
these are the front and back.
Yes, these are like the front and back of like There Will Be Blood.
What would be a DVD, but it's made of steel, I guess. I don't know why.
So that's his own work that he made for the movies.
Yes. So,
I kind of
Well, he
love
said
that.
he made some of them, right? Some of them are like originals of the movie, right?
yes, because you can buy them, but I think a bunch of these he just makes personally to have
Interesting. Okay.
for himself.
Okay.
And I think that's very interesting. I know Jeff Lowe is a big like he loves like getting into the weeds of things. I think Mike, was it you that told me that like he had one of the most downloaded like on the old college football game? Like,
Yeah.
He would like update every roster for like every team.
So back in the day, like before NCAA football like reached NIL, like the players would be like Clemson RB number 1 or whatever, and it would drive you nuts because if you're a fan of the game, like you just want the name. So people would literally go on and edit. Individually go through the whole roster and like put in the actual names, and then you'd be able to like go on like in like whether a Reddit thread or MySpace, wherever it was, like search so and so and like download his roster updates. They're the best. That was Jeff Lowe. Jeff Lowe had the number one. There's a 85% chance I've downloaded before I knew him 9-10 years ago. A Jeff Lowe video game upload. Yeah.
Look at that.
So yeah, if you're doing that, you're getting into the weeds with a lot of things.
That is quite impressive. Speaking of Jeff Lowe, he did announce on the Brando show, is it Sunday there is a new dozen episode?
Yes,
Sunday.
Kirk's and
Like
also
is he a weekend? Did he explain this? Is he a weekend airing guy now? I feel
no,
like-
on Sundays now that it's not football season.
Right. Yeah. And it's pre whenever the NCAA games will be this Sunday. Obviously, I don't know when they start this weekend, but
Yeah.
probably
So-
obviously later.
That's Thursday. They're going up with MLB.
Thursday.
So
So yeah.
speaking of MLB, Clemmer, people give it a listen. He was on the is it the dog walk? Yeah, or where they do the drafts,
Yes.
and they're doing best baseball moments, I think, from this decade. And Clemmer is so combative. Like, there's ways like to disagree. Like, I think you're wrong on this. He's like, well, you're wrong here, and you're just like, dude, relax. They all love him though, because like if you didn't
What was
Clemmer,
the draft? What was the draft?
best moments of I think yes, it's the 2000s so far, like individual. Well, not really, like just moments in baseball.
Okay.
Like bloody sock or whatever.
Right.
And Clemmer would he loves baseball so much. He gets so passionate, but he comes across like such an asshole. But it's pure.
Yes. That's good Clemmer though.
Oh
When
no,
he
this
comes off like an asshole. in
This
those
was
spots.
the best Clemmer.
Yeah.
And by the way, like if you know baseball and you listen to that, it's entertaining. But he just dominates them.
Yep.
Like
Okay.
he put on an absolute showing.
Okay. All right.
People are saying in the chat they need me to zoom out a foot, and I know I can't
Yeah.
because of
Well, that's why I wanted to move the board underneath so that we could move the desk back and the camera is further at that point. You with me?
yes.
You know, that's what I was thinking at least, but I don't know. How's everybody loving the camera angles, though? I know people think I'm obsessed with Manners. Nothing, by the way, has changed because the stuff from Barstool isn't here yet. So we haven't put any of that stuff up. So these camera angles are not like the camera angles. So every time, but every time they
camera angles, we're hyping these things.
No, but I know every time they talk about them on those shows, they're acting as if this is where they're gonna be, which they're not. Do you know what I mean?
It's fine.
I don't know. Speaking of Manners did his Manners Live last night. I think it was probably 25 minutes.
We should start with. So we haven't talked about
who runs this fucking show, Montante. Like, who is this guy?
He's out of control.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. So we're going to talk about what was Manners Live talking about.
He's getting back to
M&S. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we haven't talked about M&S yet.
Let me lean into it. God damn it.
Okay.
Because that's all Manners Live was M&S.
And it wasn't actually. It wasn't Manners Live. I believe it was a.
I love how Manners has
Tiny
like
CEO.
He has like 3 or 4 different what's the word? Iterations.
Yes, they're all the same.
Nailed it. They're literally all the same. Although I'll tell you what, and I pick up on it, I think, more than the average person. And when he's doing the fake KMS show, people on the thing, they're not realizing he's being Kirk.
Yes.
Like he has at least
a
dozen.
This latest episode, he missed like I don't remember too many besides his walking.
He probably had at least a dozen.
This latest?
Yeah, dude.
Like
yeah.
What?
I can't like wish I had exactly.
When John was talking about when
examples.
John was gone from the last episode and he came back, he had so many opportunities to be like, I'm the best boss. Does anybody cause an issue?
Yeah.
He had so many opportunities to do that and he didn't take it, which I was shocked by.
You didn't see him asking like Bobby, like, so how do we know you? Oh yeah, like he did
Right,
this, he did this
that.
dumb thing.
He
at the
did do
beginning.
that. Yeah.
I love Manners. He's so annoying, but he's great.
So he does this Tiny CEO, which is all about how the first or how the latest M&S episode was. I don't really disagree with him. I thought the latest episode, individually, like the characters on the show are all good. They're good at like talking and shows and stuff like that. But for some reason, that episode specifically was just scattered all over the place. It was just so I understand kind of where.
Was that the last one with John
BA,
and Warren?
Bobby Costa?
Oh, okay.
No. The last one was yeah.
I think it's because like there was 2 different like Manners has the idea of what he wants M&S to be. He wants it to be a KMS style show.
Yep.
And then John and BA have a very like free-flowing
Freewheeling, yes.
where they're just kind of like, well, they'll randomly like be like, oh, you see the chat, someone's saying this, I don't believe this, and they're like
and fucking around, like all of a sudden John's taking Manners off the screen or whatever. They're fucking Manners doesn't want that type of thing for that show specifically.
Yes, and I felt like it was very like shout out the OGs here. It was very old school Mincel Intelly for those
Intel, yes,
That's
old
going
school.
yes. We're going way back for that one. Discord days.
For those old school. Fans of the network.
I agree. And if that's, from his perspective yesterday, he was saying he's looking for, because that show is only going to last until Kirk comes back. Yeah. So he needs basically 2 or 3 fill-in producers, John getting kicked to the curb. Unless John can, if he can just get his act, maybe he wants to get his act. It didn't seem like he wants to change his ways, though.
Let me see. He did reply to Manners yesterday on something.
I like the concept of that show, though. Like, actually, to be honest, I thought Tommy Quinlan did a great job on that episode.
Yeah, I think John,
I'm a Tommy Quinlan guy.
I know, yeah.
I'm an ally. Everybody knows that by now. I'm an ally.
I watched A Little Hot or Not last night to see if anything came up. I guess Quinlan has like a boyfriend who's like 22.
Oh, really?
He's like in college, and they were talking about they got in a big fight, and it's just the gayest fight of all time. It's just like, oh my god, like, holy shit! It's just,
now I gotta listen here.
So the Minifan Network tweeted out 8 hours ago. The Minifan Network show is looking for fill-in producers for the last few shows before Kirk returns. Apply to Manners if you are interested in this terrific opportunity. That's a Manners tweet if I've ever seen one.
Yep. He did word it like that yesterday. It's a terrific opportunity.
John responds, Manners' shitty bits are destroying the credibility this account is actually starting to have. Tweets will get 0 engagement. Look how much 0 engagements affects on account's status algorithm. Bet it's more than bot views, you dumb twat.
Well, maybe with the Twitter stuff, it's I can understand where that person's coming from. But in terms of YouTube and the actual consumption of the show, Manners just isn't playing around. He wants topics, and he wants to stay the course with that stuff. He's not really doing any bits besides his joking that he's Kirk, but that's not like interrupting the flow of the show.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so that's I think Manners, at least during this break, I agree with everybody. I think Jeff D. Lowe was saying it, Brando was saying it, doing a great job with content. Until the show comes back.
Yeah, 100%.
So, all right. Anything else?
I see. Austin Barron's an absolute banger of a joke.
Yeah, you do love this.
I can read. I don't know how you focus on anything else.
Yeah, it is.
That's why the phone's off. You can't do it. But the Dante thing I think is interesting.
The music thing.
Yeah, Dante. I don't know. He's been a little off ever since he got like jumped in Providence.
I don't know too
That was
much.
years ago, though, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying he's been weird since. He's
Yeah,
like
I don't
probably
remember him before that.
like that. His whole take on this, like I get, like White Sox Dave was saying, like they put a lot of time and effort into it, so it sucks getting
Spent
canceled.
their own money, $3,000 to fly to wherever.
That's fair, but like you need to understand that it's just not worth it for the company. Dante doesn't get that.
Oh, of course. I mean, I think he gets it, but
Does he?
he's trying to say like, how do I get around it or something? Maybe I don't know.
Did you see him and KFC going back and forth?
Yes.
So what was
like? He doesn't really have a defense. If you're using
no
music
defense.
and then the company is getting sued for $30,000, like we can say it. There's some Instagram post where music
from
years ago that music was on the bottom of
Yeah.
videos. I think like Gus was dancing or some shit in a wedding dress or something like that. It was baked into the video for some reason because he didn't select the song on the actual platform.
Yeah,
so then whatever. But we were just asked to delete those. It was nothing. So they're clearly like baking into their content music. There's really no recourse. The only recourse is I will like vouch and say, I will never do that again, Dave. And clearly they're like not accepting that as an answer for some reason.
Yeah. Well, he straight up said like he's like he doesn't believe it. Like he gets like what's happening. He's like, I just don't think that's ridiculous. So he keeps doing it.
Crazy.
Yeah. So
But then, and also to take, I think it was KFC, and I saw a clip of him in fights talking about the fact that then when he's going down, because lawyers are contacting whatever, he's dragging some producer down with him.
Yeah.
Because a producer during off hours is creating music content, actually creating relationships with record labels where he probably has authorization to use the music that he's using in his social media clips. And Dante's like trying to start shit and take his like.
So I'm saying he's
his
lost the
social
plot.
media. Yeah, it's crazy.
He's lost the
He
plot.
says he's also not doing that, so we'll see. I think they might talk about it on the unnamed show.
Right. I wonder I haven't seen anyone post any clips of like how they're utilizing music in that show. But also, isn't Dante kind of like a nightlife
He's
mogul?
like a huge DJ guy. Yeah.
And like owns restaurants and stuff?
Yeah. He's got his hands in everything. Yeah.
I would just say like if backstage is, I mean, you've been doing it for how many years? They say 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's not taking off to where Dave cares enough to even like attempt to keep it anymore. Is it
the
even
writing's kind of
worth
on
it?
the wall, but it's ignoring it. Like White Sox Dave is like the most logical person on that, but Dante's just
It is kind of funny that the show gets canceled and like they're literally
the biggest guest.
they're interviewing Jeff Bridges of all people.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's a music and a like Hollywood type of crossover potential. I don't know. It's just
I saw the Osbournes have a podcast.
Oh, they do.
Yeah,
That was one of the great OG reality shows.
Oh yeah, it was. I knew him just from the show before his music, but I guess hit my algorithm because they're talking about Trump or whatever. He is.
Wait. Did you say I knew Osborne? Oh, Dante.
No. I knew Ozzy from the show back in the day before even hearing his music. Like I just knew him.
From the show. I thought you said
No.
I knew Ozzy from his music.
But
Yeah, okay.
tell you what, Mutt's back, but Ozzy, he always is like not coherent.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's cooked.
He's toast. He's borderline. What was that viral video of like Frankie Valli we talked about?
Oh
on the
yeah.
show?
He's not far off.
He's at that level. Except
Wait,
probably like way
how
more
many
drunk.
people do you think listen to? It's them. I guess the daughter, the son,
Nobody.
Mrs. Osborne. How many people listen to that?
I don't think anybody. Does it get views on YouTube? Maybe because they're good promoters of that. But I don't think anyone's clicking over to a podcast to listen to.
The most recent episode they have is September 10th
How many?
of the Osbournes.
Is it on YouTube? Are you looking at YouTube?
I'm looking on.
Would you, Sharon?
Would I with Sharon?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind Sharon, but then she got a lot of work done. Like original Sharon, she got a lot of work done where, how people get that? They start looking like a cat or whatever. She started going that route. There's a lot of reality people who have gone that route as well. So, all right. What other topics do we want to talk about, Justin?
What's your favorite housewife, by the way?
What do I think of Housewives?
What's your favorite housewife?
Jersey is like the best.
No, I'm
by
saying
a
like
mile.
individual, like best looking housewife. There's one answer.
That's a great question. I'm glad you asked this.
Melissa Gorga.
It's got to be Melissa.
Oh,
I don't
she's
know.
unbelievable.
I don't know any of these housewives. Melissa.
She's so fucking good looking.
Isn't that like a Minifan? Melissa Gorman?
Well, let's list.
Shout out Lisa
Gorga.
Gorman.
Melissa Gorga. Yeah. That's different name. Yeah, I'd probably say her.
Who's number two?
But who was the one? There was somebody on New York that was good. But
I've
she
only
left
seen
the
New
show.
Jersey.
Oh, you've only seen Jersey?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh no,
What?
I don't find her attractive at all.
Oh, shut up.
You find the girl with the brace is more
Stop.
attractive than that?
It's ridiculous.
Her picture on maybe it's just her picture on Wikipedia, but her picture on Wikipedia
Does she look like Jennifer Lopez, like an Italian Jennifer Lopez?
Kinda. I mean,
That's crazy.
just
I don't
making
know
sure you
what
got the
fuck
right
you're
if
looking
you look up her picture on Wikipedia, it's not the most flattering.
Yeah.
But I heard Next, I was.
Yeah, if you don't know any of the
I
other
can
characters.
keep talking. I was about to talk about Teresa, but we can
I know
move on.
all the different what do they call it? Brands or whatever.
Yeah.
So I could probably name 5
I can't believe
more
they
people,
snuck in a Utah one, Salt Lake.
Salt Lake.
That's
yeah,
insane.
I haven't watched Salt Lake though, but
I don't think anyone else.
Her normal pictures are fine. Just the one on Wikipedia is not great.
she reaches the Justin standard.
Good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'd fuck her.
That's good.
I love when guys say that, like just absolute pigs.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they'll see like a good looking, be like, I'd fuck her. It's like, yeah, no kidding, man. Like you can't see your own dick, but you'd fuck her. Thanks.
Somebody, Don the Jeweler just wrote, "Show us the hair, Montante."
No.
I don't care about your
No.
hair,
No.
but Mutt was tweeting yesterday that I went back to. Is it Ann? Is his
And yes, his stylist.
his stylist? So he went back.
tried for war crimes.
He went back to Ann yesterday after shaving his head. What, a month ago? Or less than
About
a month ago?
yeah.
About a month ago. So maybe it's growing back a little bit. Is he going to Ann to shave his head again, or is he going to Ann saying,
No, it has to be the second because he could just shave his head.
Yeah, or
right? But what's the second? I'm growing my hair out. Like, help me.
Maybe
How much is it grown in a month?
I don't know. Unless
I would assume a decent amount.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't
most
know.
people get haircuts like once or twice a month.
On the side, you think like how long is that the
Yeah,
strand of hair?
His hair wasn't super long beforehand either.
No, but I can't imagine the strand of hair after a month on this. Even the side of his head is that long or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he got to touch stuff, but
If he went because he's now, and I think Kirk was alluding to this the other show, is because he's growing it out again.
oh, he's going back to
That
the
is
hair.
a massive mistake on the Mutt Man's part.
I kind of liked. He does look better, obviously with a shaved head, but I kind of liked when he had hair.
I get these.
I didn't hate it.
It's probably because of the show because I don't search like hair on the internet anymore. But I've been seeing these I've been seeing these guys get toupees.
Yeah.
Like they cut it like an old man cut. And they glue the top. And it doesn't look bad. Like it's come a long way, I think, since the years. So that wouldn't be the worst option for Mutt.
I wouldn't hate if Mutt got one of those visors.
Oh yeah,
That would be good.
not the worst
That
idea.
would be a good.
funny.
I'll see if I get him a Spiegel visor with fake hair on top, and he can go around.
The Nard
that.
Dog wants to know anyone going to Mutt and Pedro tomorrow night. Justin, you're going to Mutt and Pedro tomorrow.
Oh
night,
yeah,
right?
I gotta go see Pedro.
I'd like to. I'm going to try to make that happen. Well, a little something during the day is going to take up a good amount of time tomorrow. So I don't know. So we'll see.
I know it's been done 1,000 times, but that is so unbelievable that he's not going out for IceCon.
Well, I was going to say that
Sounds,
'cause-
that was kind of confirmed last night on the
Yeah.
Brando
Right,
show because Jeff said he was going to go too.
Yeah.
Would've been- I think it would have been great content.
So has
I
that
think
been? Kirk made it seem like Mutt's just dodging the answer. To
Yeah.
it. Like he's just not.
He's just putting it
responding.
off.
Well, I mean, it's fucking Wednesday now. I mean,
No, I know, but
it's-
is that a thing where Kirk went on and no, they clearly talked about it because Kirk hasn't been on the show or anything like that. He said something on Unnamed a little bit, but was Mutt like expecting that Kirk would make like this formal invite, like, hey, we are definitely going, like we have the ability to go to IceCon. Are you in or are you out? I think he just mentioned it on Unnamed and assumed Mutt would reach out.
I think Mutt heard that on an unnamed, and he was like, "Oh fuck!" Like another thing that like
No,
for whatever reason he doesn't want to do
I
it.
bet they've had conversations about it.
How is that fucking possible that he wouldn't be into that?
I
Or
don't
maybe,
know.
again, this could be another situation, which is like, we don't need to do the whole Mutt Barstool job conversation again. But we thought if he got a job with Barstool back then, in his mind, he had to move to Chicago,
Yeah.
which we all said, that's fucking
Yeah.
insane of you to think
But by
like that.
now he knows it's not the case. He knows he could work. For whatever reason, Mutt just cut and dry.
No, but I was going
Not
to connect.
working.
I was going to connect the two. Is he thinking like he would have had to pay for his own shit to go to IceCon? Kirk the other day said he would not have. He would have
Oh,
everything. Didn't he say that the other day?
Yes.
That would have been covered.
Yes.
So is he assuming things in his head and not reaching out because of it? And then, by the way, once he heard that the other day, he should have reached out immediately. Assuming he listened. Hopefully he listened and said, "Okay, I'm in. I want to go now."
yeah. I don't know. I just don't think he wants any part of Barstool.
But what if he's like just a super big like lib and like just
Or he just
hates
didn't
like
know.
That'd be fantastic.
he's just like he's still disgusted.
I know he's
by
not. He's
how
a
his date-
he's
He does a good
fellow-
job hiding it. Then doesn't do
he's a
anything.
fellow
On,
Alex Jones listener. so-
nothing on social media. He's not like even shitting on Elon. Which, by the way, you see that Elon response to Jerry.
Jerry,
the other
yeah.
day?
Unbelievable.
People, that's just. I mean, he runs the platform, so I guess that's a win for Jerry right there. But I don't
Yeah.
even know what was that story.
There's
Dude
so
from Maine?
people are just going around just keying Teslas, and now it's like being viewed as like an act of domestic terrorism. You get in like serious trouble, and Teslas have like 8,000 cameras on them. You're not like keying an old Buick. Like,
Keying a car. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck
so,
are we doing?
And so there's like crystal clear shots of this guy. So Jerry obviously like just took it. I think it was on the internet. Well, like took it and just put it out there, and it must have caught Elon's eye.
yeah.
Yeah. Or,
And it did some numbers. It did a lot of.
now, do you think I was gonna say like so most people that are like that rich and famous, like have people that like run their accounts.
That is Elon Musk.
I think it's Elon Musk.
Oh, 100. Trump's on his own shit. Elon's on his own thing.
Whoa, Trump is not in on his own shit. Trump is reading his shit to somebody else.
Yes,
That,
but
that was
I'm
in the
saying-
videos.
Yeah, but nothing's going up there without him. Like, there's no like rogue Trump tweets.
I bet some stuff. It's more likely that some stuff goes up on Trump's accounts from somebody else than it would be on Elon's.
Did you guys talk about the that little leak on that app Signal?
What are you talking about?
What about it?
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
what about
So it's like Pete.
Well, I know the app.
It's
It's
Pete.
encrypted.
It's Pete Hegseth. It's Tulsi Gabbard. They were talking about like how they're like the next day they were going to bomb Yemen.
Yeah.
And they, I guess, accidentally added like one of the head journalists from
Oh, that's right.
the
Yeah,
Atlantic.
I saw that. I did see that.
And he like put out some crazy thing, and they're like, "Oh, this is worse than Hillary's emails."
They
And-
added him on Signal.
yeah, he was in on the chat, so he saw the whole fucking thing.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so it's a disaster. Yeah, so libs. That is a fucking crazy mistake.
Crazy.
That is nuts. But
All right, let's see. What else we've covered
got
a lot
the-
of ground.
Tommy Quinlan audio of
Tommy
him speaking at Curry College.
I mean, I get he put it out there. He's proud of this spot. Why Tommy Quinlan's going back to the school to actually do this talk?
oh, he lives for this.
Yeah, I think he enjoys it.
Yeah.
So Quinlan was I don't know if he did this intentionally, but one of the last shows he like commented 1,000 times underneath, and I clicked on it. He was like ripping me, and it was Quinlan. So he only had one video on his YouTube because his name's not Tommy Quinlan. It's like some username. And I was like, oh, this guy fucking sucks. And like went away. And I went back and I looked. It's a video of him like speaking at like a cancer thing.
Oh, really?
I was like, yeah, but I'm in there trolling. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not going to do that again.
You think
But
he gets a lot of speaking requests because he does like morning drive and
he
Providence
must,
or
because
something?
look, how else? Why is this happening?
Well, this is going back to his alma mater. You know what I
Curry
mean?
College, yeah.
So he was speaking at Curry College. Looks like he's speaking to broadcasting majors, kind of giving like a pep talk of how he came up in the business and things like that.
So look at that still shot.
Young age, I was not athletic. I was the fat kid, pimples, glasses, braces, and I wasn't the kid that was going to go out and play on any sports teams. Just at a young age. I could have made a sports team because my dad was the basketball coach for an eternity at the high school that I went to. But I made the decision, hey, I care about broadcasting meetings. When everybody else spent their summers going and talking about it, playing basketball camps, baseball camps, what did I do? I honed my skills at the age of 15 years old, and I knew I wanted to be a broadcaster.
So what's he do? Like the only time I ever have heard of somebody at that young wanting to be a broadcaster and actually practicing it was Alex Reamer. Alex Reamer was like the first person I think in history to have a podcast.
Now you've
to
heard
do-
it too.
Yeah. So if you're
Yeah,
too,
but like,
if
what
you're
was
too gay
he?
and don't want to play
Yeah,
sports,
but
you
Alex,
want to talk
like,
about
there's
sports?
content out there from Alex Reamer. Like Tommy Quinlan, was he producing a podcast?
Oh, Gus,
or something?
didn't Gus? Oh, Gus was in high school.
Oh, the Goose Report, the Goose Scoop or
They
something.
didn't. Yeah, Gus was calling
Gus
games
did
somewhere,
that,
right?
and-
That's
and
true.
I think Mike also did a bunch of stuff in like Westfield and stuff.
in high school?
I don't know in high school.
Yeah, did college
but
stuff. Yeah.
I know he's always been he's always loved.
Well, there's
talk
Tommy
radio.
Quinlan just educating the future of broadcasting right there. And by the way, Curry College is where he was speaking. Congratulations to them. Their D3 hockey team is in the Final Four. Hell yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Good
yes,
for them. Or
yeah.
they're in Mass.
Yeah, they're in. Where is Curry? Do you know? Is it like Braintree or somewhere in that realm?
Really?
Milton or Braintree? Or
Tell you
something
what,
Like that?
Holy Cross got a beautiful campus.
Great campus. You were just in Worcester yesterday. you
Yeah,
said.
beautiful area.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yep. Worcester is cleaner than it was,
Which
but
is
not clean at all.
Which is unbelievable.
Worcester's great. I
It's
love
such a
Worcester. Love the
shithole.
people of Worcester.
That's where I went to the thing that you got me tickets for, right? The Monster Jam. was
Monster
Worcester.
Jam,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, that was Worcester.
Speaking of Worcester, that brings me to mentally to Turtle Boy, and then it brings me to in my brain brings me to Nurse Kim. Did they ever get into why Nurse
Turtle
Kim?
Boy to Nurse Kim.
That's how my brain works. Did Brando ever get into why he blocked Nurse Kim?
No, I didn't see any of that. I just know there's something weird going on with Nurse Kim, Brando, and Brando's girlfriend.
Yeah, I think men are.
Some kind of,
That's
which
a
I
great,
feel bad.
There's
'cause-
something weird going on, which means I believe like there's a joke that people say that Menner says that like
Menner's,
Brando is sleeping with Nurse Kim.
Well, yeah.
And someone in Brando's life doesn't like that joke very
Which
much.
is insane. If like
There's
this-
not actually anything.
I would
happening.
say
And
if
I
you're-
feel like I need to apologize for everything involving Nurse Kim because she's not. She's not. Yeah.
She's so far in the world, and you can't get her out. She's fully
so
in.
deep. Yeah, she's so deep. I don't. She's married with kids, so I don't even know why anything with her would.
How
be
does she have
taken
this much
seriously.
time? She's in everything. She's in every live
Well,
chat.
you can be working and watching the live. I mean, a lot of people do that. Watching the live chat.
Yeah, I'm saying she is in and in.
Yeah, and then doing her Karen Reed
Yeah,
stuff
but yeah,
as
if
well.
you're Brando's significant other, I don't think they're actually having sex.
Right, I don't. She's married. She's got older kids. Like Brando, I don't think you have to worry about that. So I probably would say you don't need to block her.
I
That'd be my-
do like the move though, where he's like, he's
He
got one
just
girl.
dialed in on Babe.
I would
He's
just
got
say
one
this:
girl.
if you have to block her, we got
some issues
warning
going on.
signals all over the place.
You think he's being told to block her?
Yeah.
I like to think he does it on his own.
I can kind of see him being it's preventative maintenance in a way.
It's funny at the house, like everyone's like busting each other's balls and everything. The one thing you would be like, what was said? Like, you bring him there's
No way.
He was
No.
he was stoic.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That is just
So, this is all comes back
Kim
to
is
Menace.
just
This is
ruining
Menace's
people's
fault.
lives
I
and
know.
relationships.
Unbelievable.
Jesus, good God. All right, I think we talked about a lot. I don't know. Let's see. What else with the Menners thing? I think we hit pretty much everything. Anything you want to hit?
No. No.
They were bringing up yesterday. I forget which show it was on. Was it M&S? They were talking again about your masturbation habits. They called you. Touched on at least 5 shows have touched on this by now.
Yeah.
But they were questioning, have you jerked off en route to Massachusetts?
No, not when I'm driving. That's insane.
Right. Or have you pulled over to jerk off in your car?
No, that's
Have you ever
crazy.
jerked off in your car?
I've had sex in my car.
Have you jerked off alone in your car?
No, that's insane.
Okay. All right.
I guess so is masturbating 4 times a day. I got one of me today.
Yeah.
We got that out of the way.
we were going to ask because we wanted to see if you wanted to start early, and I was like, I think he's in the car getting one of his 4 done.
Getting one of his. Yeah.
No.
All right. I think that's pretty much it, unless you got anything else, Justin.
Let's see. Men are saying, what the fuck did I do?
Did nothing. All we've done is praise
By the way,
Menners on this show.
That place right there.
Which one?
Great food. Halfway Cafe.
Oh, it's fantastic.
The
It's
whole-
over-
the
it's
homemade,
over there.
like-
It's over there, by the way.
Is it? All right. I went there last night before going to the hotel. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is a good spot. Is Conan going to do mini golf sideline reporting? I am not. That's a whole Barstool production, right? They're going to be doing. I don't think it's live. Was it live last year?
It was live, yes.
But I don't think it'll be live this year. I guess we don't have that information, do we?
I have no idea.
Yeah, because is that the one that took them forever to edit?
No. Yes.
So it couldn't have been live.
No, last year it was live. The year before that, the tournament before that was not live.
Oh, right, because that was in Scottsdale.
Yes.
The one before. Got it. Yeah. Got it.
See Stephon Diggs signed to
yes.
the Patriots. Big Mike, how you feeling as a Jets fan?
Listen, I'm a Stephon Diggs guy. I'm happy for you guys. You guys still aren't ready to win yet. So by the time, it's going to help in the long run because by the time he's done and washed, you're going to be entering like the prime time of your quarterback. So great signing. I saw some Patriot fans like complaining.
I was complaining a little
Were they
bit.
bitching about money mostly?
I don't like the 3-year aspect of it. I get it. We have
in
Well,
football.
especially one, they have an
In
out.
football, you can just
Right, they've been out. It's
not baseball. It's
basically
not guaranteed
1
money.
year guaranteed.
yeah. So I don't know.
he is by far and away the best receiver you guys have
Oh,
had.
absolutely. We've had
a long
ass
time
for the
since
past-
maybe Randy Moss.
Right.
Like
Oh,
you guys,
I wouldn't say that.
I don't know. Aaron Dobson stunk. You guys have had been weak there for a
so
long,
they're
long
fucking,
time.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I like a little.
Well, what matter? Do we have any offensive line help this year yet? Have we obtained any?
There's a couple we signed like some Packers center or something
Yeah.
who was like 33rd ranked.
Right, he was
center.
awful last
He
year.
was
Right?
terrible,
Yeah.
so.
So
I don't know.
okay.
It's gonna be a tough year.
Okay. All right. I think we hit pretty much everything there. So Montante, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, appreciate it, boys.
God bless.
Should I say the N word? We're probably still going.